Hey Ward, and this is your Dickman Farms Smart Gardening Tip. Pollinators are a big thing that are on everyone's minds these days. And maybe you realize the significance that 1 in 3 bites of food comes because of our pollinators and their actions. But maybe there's some other reasons you don't quite understand how an impact you have actually does great for you by putting in gardens or containers that benefit our pollinators. So pollinators are things, believe it or not, like birds, yes, bees, butterflies, hummingbirds, which I know are a type of bird, but we don't think about that, beetles, even some small mammals can act as pollinators. The wind is a pollinator too, but usually we have that. So, but what are some reasons to plant some plants that will attract these critters or creatures to your backyard? Well, one is that in general, it just makes you happy. The act of gardening, in a sense, going out and tending to the earth and being part of it, actually has shown to have benefits. Mental calming and de-stressing are going to help you and actually help you to feel happier. It's also a mild source of sort of moderate exercise, which is shown to have all these benefits that are health-wise. So it actually does make you happier. Another thing with these flowers like these cone flowers and hydrangeas and these butterfly bushes, all of them, here's more cone flowers, all of them are going to be wonderful education tools for little ones. So if you want to go out and show kids about the earth, well, you could show them to work with colors. So there's colors and textures they can go out and name. Say they want to, you can do other projects. So maybe you want to build a natural bee habitat for solitary mason bees. Well, by having that pollinator habitat, you can teach children about that. Teach them their colors, teach them their textures, all sorts of things. You can teach them about height and hiding and playing in the wind and how it reacts to different plants. So those are a couple of other reasons. But what else do we have? Well, believe it or not, we're going to have a healthier environment. So by planting these things, all plants, they give off oxygen. So they consume carbon dioxide and give off oxygen. So during the course of the day, off goes the oxygen and in comes or sequesters the carbon dioxide. Now it is true that at nighttime they flip that, but they give out about 3 times more oxygen than they do carbon dioxide. So it's really a benefit. So planting around your house will help clean the environments by pulling some of those toxins out as they bring in the carbon dioxide, and they release that oxygen that helps us breathe better. Now, everybody knows the other thing is, what about those cut flowers? Well, it turns out that if I wanted to cut flowers, a lot of these wonderful plants that are used for our pollinators are actually fantastic cuts. So you can bring them inside and you can enjoy that. So anything from this, what was a fragrant plethora, this is a little bit out of season now, to these wonderful coreopsis or all the plants you saw before, a lot of them happen to be happily cuttable flowers. The final thing, a final good reason to maybe put in that pollinator garden is to increase your harvests. And by increasing your harvest, how are we going to do that? None of these plants have anything to do with tomatoes. Well, as a matter of fact, they don't. But they do have something to do with bees. And bees are one of the primary pollinators for things like squashes and cucumbers and things like that. Without them, we don't get fruit. So they're going to increase that. And things like tomatoes that don't actually need a pollinator, they're going to set that. You're going to get a bigger harvest from having them, from creating an environment that brings those pollinators close, and while they're there, they're going to head over to the vegetable garden. So a whole ton of reasons for you to have that pollinator garden that are going to benefit you, and as it turns out, benefit the earth. Oh, I forgot one more. Geez, there's endless reasons. Do you ever have bad bugs? There's no really any bad bugs, but things like Japanese beetles that like to eat some of these flowers. Well, as it turns out, to maintain a pollinator garden, we need diversity. And diversity brings all sorts of creatures, which equals out that environment. That means we're going to bring birds into the environment. Well, guess what? Birds are after things like beetles. Pollinators come in, that diversity helps. So once again, hi guys. There's all these things that are helping you to help the environment and to stay connected. This has been your Dickman Farms Smart Gardening Tip. Come see us. Put in your pollinators today.